What's up everyone, I am Ahmed Khalifa and today I'm going to be doing a book review about a book I've just finished reading. It's called Rise of the Youpreneur. That's right, the definitive guide to becoming the go-to leader in your industry and building a future-proof business. Bam. Now I should say there's a bit of a disclaimer here because I'm actually a huge fan actually, of Chris Ducker. Someone I've been following for many years, and I've also had the chance to meet him right up there as well in a conference. Such a cool guy. He's also, has a bit of a background which is a bit different to this because he used to be known as the VA guy. He has a business, which still has it actually, a business which is more around like a virtual assistant agency in the Philippines, which he's living there right now, but he's going to move to the UK. But he has also been building a kind of community called Youpreneur community, and it's all about building the business of you. And it's so relevant to me right now because this is what I'm doing at the same time. I'm using my personal brand to build my business, so it was inevitable that I was gonna buy this book here. The main purpose of this book is to kind of build and be the best version of you as an entrepreneur. Hence the word Youpreneur, not entrepreneur, because as Chris has said it's all about, it's all about building the business of you. And it kind of makes sense because if you think about it, nobody can copy you as a person, personality, your experience, your knowledge, your way of doing things. That's who you are, that's your strength. And it's all about, utilizing that and making the most of it. And Chris has talked about it in this book on how you should do that and why, if you build a personal brand, it is kind of future-proofing your business. Because if you start a business under one brand and you completely change it to another brand, it's not always going to be a future-proof way. But if you're going to have your name, which, let's face it, very unlikely that you're going to change your name, then it's kind of a future-proof way to kind of grow your influence. I think it's a pretty good point by Chris in their book. I always believe that there is something in someone out there. There is something about you that is unique and powerful, and someone out there will prefer your way of working, your style of getting your message across kind of thing. And that's why I think, it's the whole point of Youpreneur is that it can be very, very powerful thing for you, for your brand, without even you knowing it. But at the same time, it's not something that you can get it done quickly. It's going to take a lot of work and many years, and if you're patient enough, then you're onto something. If you're not, well, nothing I can do about that. You just kind of have to be patient, I'm afraid. What I like as well is that Chris talked about the key kind of traits that every single Youpreneur must have, and a few of them involve being honest and trustworthy. You kind of have to be there for other people as well and be reliable for other people. So imagine if you have a favorite program and before the days of Netflix and whatever, you know exactly when it's going to be on TV every single week. And it's about being consistent and being reliable and being out there for people to help them, to be there for them. So I think it's a good point, that about, if you want to build the business of you, that's really important. And the other thing as well is about building relationship, because Chris talked about the importance of P2P, which is person to person, or even better, people to people. It's kind of a community kind of thing as well. And Chris talked about how you should always treasure relationship because you can, kind of burn the bridge in a second after years and years of hard work. So you should always treasure your relationship, and that's kind of a key to long-term success for many people, for many business, because without people, without relationship, I can't see how that's going to work. So you should really be careful about how you kind of treat other people, whatever you are. It doesn't have to be business, it could be in your personal life as well. So P2P, it's a really good point, I think. And also on top of that, Chris has also talked about how you can position yourself as an expert, and you have to kind of be out there to be seen. You can't just hide away and expect to be an expert or be the go-to person for that particular field. And I think, this involves whether, be in the press or on video we're doing right now, or kind of speaking on stage, whatever it is, you have to be out there. And I think even Chris mentioned it in the book somewhere here, which is right there. It says you must be seen to sell in order to build influence. It's so true, you have to. Of course, the big way of being out there and being seen is online, but there's one thing that Chris has been talking about all the time, not just in the book, but offline as well, or on videos or anything like that. And it's something that I have been shouting about for many years as well, for anyone who wants to kind of build an online presence. And that is for me that if you want to do that, your website should be the hub of everything. And anything else in terms of social media and YouTube and that kind of stuff, it should be supporting it. And Chris has said it as well in the book. Don't build your online home on rented land. What that means is, if you have a website, you control it, you own it, you've got control over everything. You don't have to worry about any algorithm changes or anything being taken away, at all. But if you focus all your online presence on Facebook or YouTube, or you're dependent on third-party website, you're on their land, you're on their backyard, and whatever they say, go. If you're gonna do that, it's a big risk, because you're kind of dependent on them to kind of stay the same all the time or give you more visibility. But we all know that that's not always going to happen. We all know that they can kind of just pull the rug under your feet and you will not expect it at all. So don't build your entire online presence on third party, or as Chris called it, rented land. So all in all, this book, I recommend it. Really good book for anyone who's kind of want to build a personal brand, want to build kind of an online influence kind of thing, because you can do it. And as Chris says it in the book, he says the secret of Youpreneur is being you. You don't have to fake it. This whole theory of fake it till you make it, it's not really very kind of assured way of growing online, because anything can happen along the way. But if you are being you consistently over a period of time, and you follow the advice that's provided in this book, you never know where it's going to take you. So get this book. You should get it. If you scroll down below, I've put a link in the description of where you can get a copy as well. I hope you enjoyed this book review, as I like to do all the time. I enjoy reading this book, so check out the other book reviews I've got as well. And on top of that, if you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel, and I'll promise to get back to any comments that you have down below as well. So in the meantime, do your thing, because it matters, because it's you that matter. Business of you. And I'll see you next time.